finally getting a little rain, and what I've done is I've set the tent up to be able to catch rain on one side and be able to drip fresh water into my canteen cup on the other side. And as you can see, I still have an awful lot of room in this shelter. Of course, it's dry. Also, I've moved my wood to keep it drier than it would be outside, but that's not to say that I'm keeping it dry. All forms of vegetation is made to act like a sponge, basically. It absorbs all the moisture from the air and from the ground. Dry leaves are nature's fertilizer. They absorb all the moisture, disintegrate, go down into the ground, and help to feed the trees again. I'm wearing my knee pads. I got them right here in the damp leaves. My pants are staying dry. Everything's good to go. So again, if you can keep your clothes dry, especially in weather like this, you're a lot better off. I can adjust the height and the tension of the tent just by either sliding the logs out, bringing them in, pulling the material underneath those logs. So they're still working as anchors, but they're inside now. Of course, in weather conditions like this, I have my trusty whistle with my thermometer and compass. 54 degrees, not bad. If you get the chills, that could be from not enough sleep, not enough food. A little thermometer, and I can take my body temperature if I'm getting cold, just to make sure that I'm not getting too cold. This here's little chamois, and you can take these and set them out in the rain if you don't have a container of sorts and what have you. And these will absorb the moisture, they'll absorb the rain. You can wring them out, drink straight out of them. If you're going to use a chamois type of cloth, make sure it's not chemically treated. I'm going to use some rainwater that caught onto the tent and make myself a hot meal. Some people put water in before they put their MRE in. I don't like to do that because these things get so hot so fast that, again, you don't even want to be touching it. Okay, we have our MRE in. This is the heater back here. It's going to activate. You can use clamps if you want, or you can take and, because you're going to have to fold this over, you can take and set a rock on this. You can use clamps, a piece of wood, whatever you want to use to keep this shut. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set myself up an angle. Now, I do not recommend using those stoves unless you absolutely need to. If it's really cold and you're really cold and you need something hot to eat, then yeah, I recommend using them. If you don't need to use it, don't use it. It keeps you from getting hurt. Make sure that you have this pad facing down. Don't have it on top, have it facing down, and we're going to put our water in up to that line. This is a very slow method because we don't want to overfill this. Okay, only got a few seconds here. It's already reacting. We need to have it cook better. Let me just open this up to show you. You can see the steam coming out. So you can see that notch right there. You take and you tear the MRE long ways. You don't need to open it very far. Tortillas are great. You can wrap whatever you want into them. Your hands won't get covered with food and grease and everything else. Put that there. And well, you can see that's what we have. our MRE burrito. This is one I actually consider, by the way, I finished that MRE. This one I actually consider to be your worst scenario rain, in that it kind of sprinkles, kind of gets a little hard. There's not really a lot of wind right now, and there's patches of blue sky, which generally means thunder and lightning. Now, thunder and lightning doesn't really bother me. I actually think it's pretty cool. But there is a lot of things you have to consider when you're out in the wilderness, and that's when it starts raining. You'll hear survival experts tell you, you know, well, if you can find a shelter, a natural made shelter under a rock, what have you, and you're going to duck under there, well, if that lightning hits 50 to 100 feet away from you on that rock that you're on, you're going to feel it. So I don't really recommend doing that. Also, you have to consider the fact that lightning might hit a tree, and might hit the tree that you're under, which is going to be conductive, and you're going to feel it there too.